Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here, and this is my review of The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 7. Okay, so I thought this episode was pretty good. Maybe an 8 out of 10 type episode, not a great episode, not a mind-blowing episode. I think overall Season 10 has been good. We're 7 episodes in, and overall Season 10 has been good, and this was a pretty good episode. Not my favorite episode of the season so far. My favorite episode is definitely episode 2. We Are at the End of the World, I think that's what it's called. Definitely my favorite episode so far. This one might be in the number 2, number 3, and number 4 spot. I'd have to think about it a little bit more. But I liked it, you know. It didn't piss me off with like how bad it was or anything. I thought it was a good episode. It didn't blow my mind away. But yeah. So we had some interesting events in this episode. We obviously have the big plot twist with Dante and the death of Sadiq, and yes, he's dead. He's 100% dead. Some people have told me that he was in the memorial, the Talking Dead memorial. If you're in the Talking Dead memorial, you're dead. You know, Morgan had that little scene at the end of Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 where he's surrounded by walkers. He didn't get a memorial thing. You know, Glenn with a dumpster, he didn't get a memorial thing. I mean, he got one with Negan killing him, but not with the dumpster thing. If you get a memorial thing, you are dead. You know, you're dead. There's no hope for you. There's only hope for you if there's not a memorial thing. So Sadiq's dead. Dante's a whisperer. That was a pretty interesting plot twist. But so Carol is still being kind of reckless. I've said this before. I'm not a Carol hater. I'm not really mad at Carol. I'm just kind of, you know, I'm kind of with Daryl on this one. Like, I just want her to chill out a little bit. I get this, she's lost her son, but other characters have lost people, you know. Ezekiel lost Henry too. Other characters lost people that they cared about when the heads on spikes happened. And Michonne and Daryl, they still want the characters to get organized, to be prepared for a war, not just start a war when they're not prepared. And Carol has just been over and over and over again. All she cares about is killing Alpha, killing Alpha, killing Alpha. Over and over again, she's been kind of reckless, and she's risked other people's safety, other innocent people's safety. Over and over and over again, she hasn't listened to anyone but herself. And I've tried to be reasonable about it. I've tried to be patient with her because she lost her son. She's a grieving mother. I get it. But her using Lydia was kind of screwed up. I mean, Daryl was right. She had been through enough. Lydia had been through enough. She had an abusive mother her entire life. She was raised like an animal. She came to this place trying to change and be a normal person, and people beat her and tried to kill her. And the one guy that was really protecting her, Negan, he's not there anymore. Lydia has had it rough. She had been through enough. And Carol just wanted to use her for her own personal gain because she wanted to get revenge on Alpha. I did disagree with that. I did disagree with Carol. I really didn't like how she was using Lydia. And I was kind of happy when Lydia finally stood up for herself and was like, you used me. You're just like her. You want me to pick a side. I choose my side. Because Lydia is tired of people failing her. She's tired of joining a group of people and trusting them and them hurting her. You know, she's tired of it. She's tired of being used. She's tired of being thrown around. She's tired of being treated badly. She just wants to be on her own because she doesn't trust anyone, and I don't blame her. Like, I feel really bad for Lydia. And I am a little bit irritated with Carol just for using Lydia. I think that was a step too far. When Daryl finds out, oh man, that's not... Daryl's going to be pissed. I mean, you know how much Daryl loves Carol. He's going to be pissed. If it was anyone besides Carol, he'd probably kill them on the spot for what they did with Lydia. But, yeah, that's not good. Also, Aaron, I'm really just... I don't know if I should be mad at Aaron or the writers or both. Like, I don't know if they've... Have they ruined Aaron? Like, have they ruined Aaron? So we've been talking for weeks about how we saw in, like, what was it, episode 5? Gamma putting Walker guts into a lake that is presumably the character's drinking water. And Aaron is standing a few feet away from her. He clearly sees her. She cuts herself. She's on her knees on the ground. She cuts her hand. And Aaron sees her. He sees her cut her hand. But he doesn't see the fact that she's putting a dead walker body in the lake, putting walker guts in the lake. He doesn't see that. He sees Gamma. He sees Gamma cut herself. He's a few feet away from her. But he doesn't see the lake that's like, what, 2 feet below her head? The dead walker that's 2 feet below Gamma's head? The blood, the guts, everything. He doesn't see that. How does he look at Gamma and not see what's right under Gamma? How does he not see what Gamma's doing? How did he not see that? We're supposed to think, we've been unsure about this for weeks, but at this point, we're supposed to think that Aaron didn't know that Gamma was poisoning the water to poison people at Alexandria, because that's their drinking water. Aaron didn't know that. Aaron had no idea that Gamma was helping Dante and everyone, poisoning the water so that characters would get sick and possibly die. Aaron didn't see the dead walker body that was 2 feet under Gamma's head. Maybe that hogsweed crap really did make him blind. I mean, what are we supposed to think? That's so stupid. That's so stupid. How the heck did Aaron not see the walker guts in the lake? How did he not see the walker body? If he was looking at Gamma, he should be able to see the walker guts in a lake, the walker body. How did he not see that? I'm sorry I'm upset, but good grief. That has got to be some of the dumbest writing in the show's history. That almost ruined Aaron's character for me. I'm going to try to just forget about it, because I really like Aaron and I want to like him, and I feel like it's the writer's fault. It's definitely not the actor's fault. I'm sure if I was the actor playing Aaron, I'd be pissed off at what the writers made that character do. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. That's dumb. It was 2 feet under her head. How did he not see what she was doing? When she cuts her hand, and out of nowhere, he's like, here's a bandage. You're supposed to feel like he's been watching her. And he only said something because she cut her hand. So what the heck was he doing when he was watching her? What, was he just staring right at her face and just ignoring everything else? What the heck? Writers! Good God, what? What's wrong with you? That has got to be one of the dumbest moments in the whole show. I don't know how I'm ever gonna forgive and forget that. Golly. Alright, okay. I'm sure they just were stupid and were like, oh, he didn't see the dead walker body, but no, he should have seen it. He should have seen it. It's just really, 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 really bad writing. Okay, alright, I'm sorry, I'm done ranting, moving on, but so we've got this little subplot with Aaron and Gamma, where Aaron is trying to bond with Gamma, he's trying to get to know Gamma. He wants Gamma to see that you don't have to be a whisperer, you can be a normal person at Alexandria where there's kids and stuff, and that connects with Gamma because of her sister and her kid, and Gamma's really dedicated to the whole whisperer thing because she believes that Alpha is just this amazing, wonderful leader that sacrificed her own daughter. And of course that plays into the episode a little bit later on, because part of the reason why Gamma is so dedicated to Alpha is because she believes that Lydia is dead. She believes that Alpha sacrificed Lydia for the Whisperers. And of course she didn't. But that's a part of why Gamma pretty much killed her own sister, saving Alpha. She killed her own sister to save Alpha's life. So, Gamma's all in. She's all in the Whisperer thing. And she's been having conflicts because I think deep down she doesn't want to be a Whisperer. She wants to be a human. She wants to be a normal type of human that has a normal life, maybe has kids, stuff like that. And Aaron is trying to sort of convince her and get to know her. And it's interesting what they're doing with Aaron. All the stupid crap with the water aside, it's interesting what they're doing with Aaron because it really seemed like his character was really going to a dark place this season. He was saying, Eric died, Jesus died, I'm sick of being nice. He wanted to kill Negan even though Negan literally saved Lydia, and he saved him. Negan saved Eren pretty much with the walkers and the hogsweed stuff. And Eren wanted to kill Negan anyway because he didn't want to forget what happened back in season 7 and 8 and everything. But it seems like right now Eren is not really going through a dark storyline. He's not really being dark. He's actually kind of going back to his old friendly roots, his optimism. We're getting some of that Eren from season 5 and season 6, some of that Eren in season 8 of The Walking Dead, where he just kept trying to get the Oceanside people to see things his way. And even though the Oceanside people kept saying no, he just hung out in the wilderness and kept trying to change their minds. We're seeing those sides of Eren again, those more optimistic sides, those good-natured sides of seeing the good in people, those sides of Eren again. And I like that. I like that we're getting some of the good parts of Eren, not just him going through this whole dark thing. And it seems like he's actually trying to do the right thing again, and he's trying to change this whisper to see things his way. So I like that. It kind of came out of nowhere. I'm just not really sure how, like, Eren wanting to do this good stuff again came out of nowhere, because for a while it just seemed like he just wanted to be darker and darker. But oh well. I mean, I still like his storyline. I still like what they're doing with Eren and Gamma, other than the water thing. Other than that. But I think I already talked about that for 5 minutes, so I won't mention it again. And so we've got Carol and Daryl taking this prisoner and putting him in a cell, and the prisoner won't talk. He won't betray Alpha. He won't give them any information about the herd. But then he says something about, Alpha loves us. She sacrificed her own daughter for us. And Carol's like, oh, he thinks that. Oh, we need to show him Lydia. Then he'll tell us what we want to know. If we show him that Lydia is alive, he won't believe in Alpha anymore. And that's what Lydia says earlier in the episode to Carol. Like, if you can get the Whisperers to see that Alpha's not that great of a leader, if you can just plant these ideas in their head that there's another way that works, that idea is dangerous and there's nothing Alpha can do about it. That's a really big consistent part of this episode, how the good guys, their strategy right now is to turn Alpha's own people against her, or at least some of them. That's something that they're trying to do. That's sort of like something they're experimenting with, rather than just killing them all, or finding a way to kill them all. And Carol's about to take Lydia and show her to the Whisperer, but then the Whisperer dies, and supposedly it's because of Sadiq putting the wrong medicine in a bag, but it turns out to be Dante, because Dante turns out to be an undercover Whisperer. And as for Sadiq, so Sadiq was interesting in this episode. He got a lot of screen time. It's a classic case of this character gets a lot of screen time in the episode in which they die. It's happened before with hundreds of other characters. I think the first episode where Tyrese actually had a big part, that was the episode where he died. They do that all the time with characters. So they do that with Sadiq. This is pretty much Sadiq's episode. This is the episode where Sadiq's actor really gets to show off his acting chops. And he did give a really good performance in this episode. Avi Nash did a really good job as Sadiq in this episode. And with Sadiq, I never really liked Sadiq. I was never really a big Sadiq fan. And I just felt like his character was kind of just awkward in season 8 and 9. He really wasn't likable. And then in this season, he was getting some good character development, and he was growing on me finally. And I felt like his character was really starting to go somewhere. But then he dies. Once his character really starts to go somewhere, that's when he dies. But he really wasn't one of my favorites. I mean, if there was a main character that had to go, I would have wanted it to be him, honestly. He's really been the first major, main character type death we've had this season. We've had a few minor deaths sprinkled all over the place, but Sadiq's really the first major death we've had this season, which kind of makes sense because 8 episodes ago we had the Heads on Spikes, which was a lot of deaths. So it made sense to go a little while without a major death, but yeah, I mean, Sadiq, he wasn't really one of my favorites. I think the actor did a good job, and it's kind of a shame that once he starts to really develop, I feel like they killed him off, which I think, you know, they did that on purpose, but it's kind of a shame. But at the same time, you know, ever since Rick and Maggie left and Michonne's about to leave, The Walking Dead has kind of been killing my favorite characters less, and every once in a while it kills a character I don't care about that much, so it's kind of like, okay. You know, maybe with, you know, Rick and Maggie and Michonne leaving, they're being a little bit more careful about the likable characters that they kill off. Like, maybe that's why we still got Ezekiel and Rosita, because those characters are probably more popular than Sadiq, and I definitely like them more than Sadiq. I don't want to speak for anyone else, but, you know, I'm happy that Ezekiel and Rosita are still alive, and Sadiq, I mean, you know, in season 10, were we really going to have the whole love quadrangle make it all the way through? Really? I mean, was the whole love quadrangle going to make it through season 10? I don't know. That seemed like that would have been tough. So if someone had to go, probably Sadiq. That way, maybe Gabriel, Eugene, and Rosita can make it for a while. And Rosita, I've been so worried about my girl Rosita ever since like episode 5, where it was revealed that she was sick. I was like, oh no, she's sick, she's gonna die. Then episode 6, oh, she's still sick, she's dying. Episode 7, she's still sick, she's gonna die. At this point, I'm like, okay, screw it. She's gonna live. Rosita's gonna make it. Rosita is gonna make it. I've been saying that I don't feel it. I don't feel it for Rosita. I don't feel it as her dying. So I think she's gonna make it. She's probably going to make it to the back half of season 10. She might die in the Whisper War. I don't know. I mean, at least I've been wanting Rosita to be in the Whisper War. So if she dies in the Whisper War, fine. I mean, I want her to live, but it's cool that she at least gets to make it to the Whisper War. And she better make it at this point, because they've been doing this whole, she's been sick for like 4 episodes now. Like, she's not dying from being sick. Come on, like the time to do that is past. Like, keep her alive. But with Sadiq, you know, I know some people are like, oh, Carl died for nothing, and I mean, I think Sadiq did a lot to honor Carl's memory. Sadiq did a lot to honor Carl's legacy and what Carl's death meant, and the time he got to spend with Carl before Carl died. I think Sadiq wanted to honor Carl, and for the 3 seasons he was on the show, I think Sadiq spent a lot of time. He did the best he could. He was the best person he could possibly be. He wanted to help people. In season 9, he was one of, if not the only people that was like standing up to Michonne, being like, look, you can't turn your back on all these other communities. You can't just turn your back on the Kingdom and Hilltop. We need to help everyone. We need to be together. You know, when the Heads on Spikes happened, he said, we need to be together. We need to be a family. So I think Sadiq did spend a lot of time trying to honor Carl. And keep in mind, there was, you know, it's been, 7 years since Carl died, so Sadiq had that long in their time to do his best to honor Carl's legacy. And honestly, as far as a death, you know, I liked it. I liked the way that Sadiq died. I liked it. You know, I liked his story arc and the way they concluded his story arc, and the PTSD storyline, and Dante killing him, and the Dante plot twist. And I think it's going to be good for the story moving forward. And I think I'm going to like how Sadiq's death affects the other characters, and what they're going to be doing with Dante. So as a death in general, I'm okay with Sadiq's death. The people that are like, oh, Carl died for nothing, I get where they're coming from. I get where they're coming from, but I'm good with it. I'm okay with it. And with Dante, so, I mean, you know, I'm glad that they're making him full-on crazy. You know, they're making him a bad guy. They're making him a whisperer, because he's just been so creepy and weird. I mean, they kind of surprised me. I didn't really think that he was going to be a whisperer. I think they made him a doctor and everything, so you wouldn't really think that he'd be a whisperer, because how would a whisperer, you know, such a primal animal-like person pretend to be a doctor? Like, did he just sneak in at Alexandria, like a little bit after season 9. I guess we're supposed to think that. I don't know. They kind of got me with that one. I'll give them that. That was a decent plot twist. Dante being a whisperer. And he's just been so weird and so creepy, and I really didn't want him to I really didn't want him to redeem himself and become like a long-lasting main cast member. I just thought he was too weird, and I'm kind of glad that they're actually turning him into a bad guy. It just kind of makes more sense now, the way with the weirdness. I think his weirdness kind of makes more sense. So I'm okay with that. I like the plot twist with Dante being a whisperer. I think that the actor playing Dante is doing a good job, and I look forward to seeing him be a whisperer. You know, he's not pretending anymore. We're going to see bad guy whisperer Dante, and I'm kind of excited for that, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, this was a pretty good episode. Like I said, about an 8 out of 10 for me. And I'm really excited for next week's episode. I am not really excited for after next week's episode because there is a 2-month break after next week's episode. But, you know, that's the way it is. Then just two months, and then we'll get the back 8. And I really feel like we'll be getting at least a little bit of the Whisper War. I don't know if it'll start in episode 9. That depends on whether or not a certain thing happens in episode 8. I'll discuss that in some other videos. Some of you know what I'm talking about. That big thing might be happening in episode 8 that could start the Whisper War, so we'll see. But overall, I enjoyed this episode. It sucks that Sadiq died, but it was about time for a main character to die, and I think they made the right choice in the next big character that they killed off. A lot of people are upset about it. A lot of people are upset about Sadiq's death. I honestly didn't think he was that developed. But that's cool. But yeah, overall, good episode. Cannot wait for episode 8. Can't wait. We're finally going to see Michonne again. It looks like we're going to be seeing a bunch of characters that we haven't seen in a long time. Episode 8 always does that. Episode 8 always has like every character in it. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for episode 8. And I'm really excited for the back half of the season. This has been a really good season so far. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now I am at 660 subscribers. My goal is to try to get to 700 in the next few months. So just remember, every subscriber counts. Every bit of support matters and is very, very appreciated. Hopefully we can get to that goal of 700. 40 more subscribers and we will be there, so we're getting pretty close. Can't wait for that milestone. But anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye!